Okay, I wanted to try and get this film in before everybody gets home. I want to try and upload. This is going to be officially a 4-week pregnancy vlog. Yay! So I posted my BFP this morning, live pregnancy test. And I wanted to try and go through as much as I can before I forget everything. So, and I just got home like 15 minutes ago and just go through my normal routine when I get home, check on the dogs, what they did, what I have to clean up, everything. So I wanted to get this film in, that's why I'm talking really quickly. A couple months ago, I was not getting my period at all. I have not had a period since, I hadn't gotten a period since like around November, December 2012. So I finally got my insurance in March. I finally found a primary care physician around like April, May. And then finally in July, I had my first appointment with my new endocrinologist in July. So when I went to the endocrinologist, we actually sat down, talked for like a whole hour about everything that had been happening and what she thought. And she says, well, of course you're not getting pregnant because your prolactinoma is causing you to not ovulate and everything else. So I said, yeah, of course, exactly. So she says, once you get that fixed, she's like, everything else will fall into place. So she's like, what I want to do for you is, I'm like so nervous, like I'm playing with my hair because it's just so crazy and I haven't smoked now in 2 days. 2 days. So I'm like kind of going crazy, like I feel like I have to keep moving. So, she was like, once you get your prolactinoma fixed, she's like, you'll be on track. And she said normally within 6 months of being both on cabergone and on metformin, people get pregnant. So I was like, okay, great. Awesome. So then all of a sudden, I started taking the cabergone by itself on July 17th, day of my appointment. And within a couple days later, I thought I noticed what was ovulating. But I was like, I can't be ovulating that quickly. And what do you know? August 11th, I get my first period. So not even a month. Literally, actually, 3 weeks, I got my period. And by that time, after I got my first period, I also started the metformin. I actually started the metformin August 3rd. I remember my first prescription was August 3rd. So a couple days right before my period started, I started the metformin. My family members knew, because I kind of kept everybody updated. I was like, oh, I'm so excited. I got my first period in so long. And it was whatever. And it was, the medication was working, which is what our goal was, is for me to get healthy, for my body to get itself figured out and healthy before anything happened. And so then all of a sudden, I'm thinking to myself, like a week ago, I was told that if I'm on cabergone and I get pregnant, I got to try and get off of it as soon as possible. Not that it's dangerous, but it's not enough studies of being on cabergone and being pregnant. So she's like, of course, you got to be responsible and monitor yourself and whatever if you're sexually active. So I started taking 2 tests, and they both came out negative. Hold on. Be right back. Okay, so where I left off, sorry. That was the hubby. So, anyway, so then, both of those tests actually came out negative. So I was like, okay, what do I do? Because if they're both negative, should I keep assuming that they're negative? And I'm like, you know what? On Friday, I was like, no, I'm going to go to Target and I'm going to get another pregnancy test. Well, actually, I went to Target to do a whole bunch of other shopping. And while I was there, I noticed that the pregnancy tests were on sale. And they were first response, early result, 2 count for like $8.99. Plus a $1 coupon on each box. So I grabbed like a bunch of coupons from my sister-in-law in case we needed a pregnancy test. And I didn't take it right away. I'm like, all right, I've waited like a week. I'll take one, tomorrow night. I'll wait like a week. And so I took it, and I could not believe it was turning positive. I was flipping out. Flipping out. So I start looking at my calendar right away. I start freaking out. I'm like, who do I tell? What do I say? What do I do? Oh my God. If you have not watched my videos before, and if you're going to start watching my videos now, okay, they're going to be a whole shitload fun, crazy. Because I have been trying to get pregnant for 5 years. 5 years, you guys. 5 years. And I really did not think it was going to happen for a much longer time. I was praying. It was before my 30th birthday. My 30th birthday is in March. So keep my fingers crossed that God continues to give me these good vibes and keep my baby safe and help me get my body where it needs to be. I'm so freaking excited. So I took it very seriously, and I told my husband, I said, as soon as I know I'm pregnant, I'm going to stop smoking. And while we're figuring out the test, I was so nervous. I had to have like 2 or 3 cigarettes. So like that night, I was like, that's it. Next day, none. Sunday was my first day in 9.5 years, no cigarettes. Today is the second day in 9.5 years, no cigarettes. And I know that at least for the 9 months that are to come, no cigarettes. Unless I have a fucking mental breakdown. But I can't. I cannot have any reason to mess up this baby. I can't. I have been waiting so long, praying to God, everything, that it was eventually going to be my time, and that I would take care of it and really be responsible, and it's what I have to do. It's what I'm doing. So basically, this is what I did so far today. I have insurance. I have been studying what I wanted to do with my birth and have a birth plan, because I've been planning for 5 years. So I have an idea of what I want to do, and I've been watching YouTube for like 3 years on all kinds of pregnancies, so I know what I want to do. I want to have as close to natural as possible, as holistic as possible, water birth in a hospital. So no water birth at home, no home birth. I want to have a water birth in either birthing center or hospital. So I started doing some research already months ago, on places in New Jersey. And I knew, I said to myself, I said, I have to keep this insurance as long as I can, because if I plan on getting pregnant anytime in the next year, and we're really, really trying and going to the doctor and everything, then I have to keep this insurance and I have to keep this job. I mean, it's really important nowadays, because I wouldn't have any other choices. I wouldn't have choices to do what I want to do, because the hospital that's right here in our town, in the same town that I was born, is a piece of shit. It's an absolute piece of shit hospital, in my opinion, absolute, mess, okay? So I could not have a birth in this hospital. I pray to God I don't. So the place that I'm going to is called Avalon Midwives. I've been researching them. I really like them. I've been researching what people have been saying about them, and they are really awesome. They do not do births at home. They only deliver at the hospital. The hospital has special birthing rooms that are water birthing rooms, suites, and so I called them up today. First, I called my endocrinologist to find out if I could stand the medications or what she suggests, and she told me that it wasn't necessary, that I can get off of them, that I should get off of them. So, no more cabergone and no more metformin, which is no biggie anyways. Basically, I didn't have diabetes, and I didn't have any pre-diabetes. I was borderline pre-diabetes, which is why I was on metformin. So she told me it's no big deal. Eventually, you have a glucose test in the middle of your pregnancy anyways. So if you develop diabetes while you're pregnant, then, it could happen. I really do have to take care of myself. It's no joke. The metformin was helping me control my hunger. Because I really... Sorry for the break again. So, like I was saying, my camera cut off. I did delete some videos. So, like I was saying, like, I honestly really am no stranger to understanding how important I'm going to have to take care of myself. Right now, I've got to figure out how I'm going to take fresh fruits and vegetables to work, because I really need to keep that up. And once I get off the metformin and it starts getting out of my system within the next couple of days, I am really going to need to keep something up. I've got to help myself keep cutting the cravings for the cigarettes, which should only be for like another week or so anyways. I mean, they weren't horrible within the last like 2 days. There were a couple times today that I did have some serious cravings, but it wasn't that often. It really wasn't. So, so I really do know that I have to really just get myself on track. So once I called the endocrinologist, my next step was to call Avalon midwives. I called them up and I explained to them that I was pregnant in 4 weeks, gave her the first date in my last menstrual period, and she says your due date is May 18th. Which I had actually already calculated myself yesterday on like a website, and I had put in the information they already told me. So she told me the same information. The really crazy thing was she said I was the third person before 11 o'clock in the morning that called and said that their first day of their last period was August 11th. The third person before 11 o'clock in the morning. It was so weird. So she said it was really weird. It really doesn't happen that often. So anyways, she made my appointment for October 12th. So October 12th is my first doctor's appointment. It's on a Saturday. She told me the hospital that would be part of where the birth is. Now, it is about 40 minutes away from where we live, which I'm going to discuss with my husband, but I'm going to discuss the doctor's office as well. But they're not just midwives. They also have a backup. They have the backup obstetricians. So if I'm in the hospital setting and something happens, that's where I'm going to really feel a lot better, because I know I'm here. If anything happens, I'm here. The baby's here, whatever. And it does not matter for the insurance if you end up having a water birth or a vaginal birth or a cesarean. A vaginal birth through water or not through water is literally like the same thing. They just want to know if it's vaginal or cesarean, I guess, is the differences. I'm sure I'm going to find out a lot more along the way. I printed out their paperwork already, so I already have everything that I need to print out. I'm a little scared of some of these tests that they're saying I would have to take. Hold on, guys. I'm going to have to cut you off here for a little bit. Okay, sorry I had to cut that camera again. It's just the camera, my iPad has like no more like space. I had to delete like a whole bunch of videos from a concert that we went to a couple weeks ago. So anyways, I will eventually be doing more research into all of the first prenatal tests. Like I mentioned already, my first exam is October 12th. I think once we get to 10 weeks, if we get there, God willing, if we get there, I will figure out how I'm going to do announcements. I will start with potentially a postcard photo announcement, and then or some sort of like postcard photo kind of thing to go out in the mail and figure out who I would send announcements to through the mail, like official announcements. Even if I have people on Facebook, I do want to have official announcements. And then I am thinking anywhere between 10 and 12 weeks I will do my Facebook announcement. I just basically don't want to put it out there. My YouTube is different. It's totally separate. This is my journey, my vlog, what I want to remember, and what I want recorded, and other people can learn from it. But as far as my Facebook, it's going to stay completely off. So, yeah, so let me talk about week 4, symptoms, I guess, if there's anything. I I did notice a couple of days ago, very large, maybe like Wednesday, no, maybe like anytime between last Monday and last Wednesday night, I can't remember what night it was, I did feel a really, really sharp pain really early in the morning. It might have been like Wednesday night, maybe Tuesday night, and I really thought my period was coming. I mean, I was like, oh, maybe it's going to come a little early, but it was sharp, and it was like for a good hour, and then it went away. I'm now thinking that that was actually the implantation, because your HCG, or HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin, HCG, right? Won't start coming into the blood until it's been implanted. So for all the tests to go that quickly and all come out positive makes me think it's probably already been implanted for a couple of days. So technically, the first test that came out, technically my fertility calendar is kind of messed up because I just had my first period for the first time in 8 months. Hey, Brett. So I couldn't even get a good tracking on the calendar because I couldn't even figure out what an average month is going to be or what average days are going to be or when I was going to definitely be ovulating. So when I put in when my first period was, stop. Hey, cut it out. Stop. When I put in when my first period was and when I started my calendar, I'm like, well, how do they know exactly when I'm going to be ovulating? They're going to try and figure it out by, what, 28 days, 30 days? How did they calculate that my next cycle was supposed to start September? Hold on, I'll tell you in a second. It had my days of ovulation as, hold on, because that's why it was like so incredible. I'm like, oh my god. Like, I can't even figure out. I know I'm moving my camera around like so much. I'm sorry. It's gonna be like the worst video ever. Okay. Alright, so it was telling me that my first day was supposed to be September 14th. So it was calculating that I was going to have a 34-day cycle. Where it got that calculation from, I have no idea. I don't know if it pulled really old information from a couple of years ago when I was using it and tried to tell me that I might have a 34-day cycle. Because my period did come on the 11th of August. That was the first day of my period last month. And then the last day of the cycle was on the 18th. And then it told me that my ovulation was going to be either the 28th, the 29th, or the 30th. Day 18, 19, 20. How it figured that out, I have no idea. But obviously, but then it has a little yellow block on the 31st of August. So, and I don't know if the yellow block actually means the day I actually ovulated. Now, I felt like the egg white kind of mucus, and the day I was actually ovulating was either Wednesday or Thursday the 28th or 29th. So I don't really know how accurate it was. All I know is that we were BDing on the 23rd, 24th, 29th, and the 30th. So, if the spermies do live for 3 days, it had plenty of spermies and plenty of days living in there and floating around. All I know is that I don't know, I calculated the 28th. Hold on. I calculated 10 days DPL on, well, because I got a positive pregnancy test on the 7th. The 7th was this Saturday, and the 28th was where the potential to start ovulation, which was calendar day 18, and September 7th was calendar day 28, so 10 days later. So I calculated it as 10 DPL. because I don't think there's any way, like, 1 week after ovulating, like, if it had been 31st and I took a test on the 7th and it came out positive, that I would have gotten such a quick positive test. So I'm thinking that I actually ovulated around the 28th, 27th, 28th, and that technically my first test was 10 BPO. So yeah, anyways, here we are again. The 8th I took more tests, the 9th I took more tests, and they were all positive. So 3 days straight, 5 different tests, one for each year that I took to try and get pregnant, was all positive. So, I think that the only other symptoms that I'm feeling is, yes, my chest is hurting, yes, my boobs are hurting, and they're sore. I don't know if I'm peeing more or not. We'll see. I think it's a little bit too early, but it could be. Kidneys are stretching out, or whatever it is that it's doing, or the bladder's stretching out, uterus is stretching out, whatever. It could be, but I don't know how quickly it could be. And I don't know. I did have my symptoms for my quitting smoking are what are kind of also bothering me. And it's kind of hard to feel what other symptoms we have. How I calculate 4 weeks and 5 weeks is what I'm still going to try and figure out. I know that technically tomorrow is the 10th, and my period started on August 11th. So if I do 4 weeks, would August 11th tomorrow be my 4 week mark? And I'm actually technically starting my videos at the beginning of my week. So like today would be my 4 week video on Monday, and then my 5 week, that kind of thing. I might do it on Mondays. But again, during other moments, I might be doing more videos too, like in between. But the actual weekly update would be on Mondays, I guess. And I'll do it at the beginning of the week. I don't know how other people do it. It just makes more sense to me that if tomorrow, between today and tomorrow and Wednesday, would technically be 1 month since my last period, and that's 4 weeks. I might as well start the beginning of the week right here, 4 weeks. So I'm going to have this video be a couple different videos just because it's my first BFP and I had a lot to say and a lot to talk about. Obviously, subscribe. We're going to have a lot of fun. I have a lot of ideas already, which I will be doing other videos about, and what my potential birth plan is. So I will be working on that during the week. But for right now, I'm going to also post some pictures at the end of this video of what my quote-unquote belly looks like already. I just want you guys to kind of already have a feeling of where I am. I am not a twig. I'm not starting off as a twig. So I don't know how my body is going to change in the next couple of weeks. So let's see if there actually will be any changes. But I will be doing that belly shot every week. So for right now, I am going to post it as 4 weeks. See you guys later. I can't believe it.